You are listening to episode 167 of the Peaceful Mind Podcast. Welcome to the Peaceful Mind Podcast, a place for creating the peace of mind you need to be the best mom you are created by God to be. If you want to bring more balance, more joy, and more peace to your motherhood, this is the place for you. I'm your host, certified life coach and Catholic mom, Danielle Tino. In the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, let's get started. Well, hi, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome back to the podcast. Today, I want to talk to you about the desires that God places in our hearts. A lot of times we have these kind of dreams and maybe secret desires that we think are silly and unattainable, or other people would judge us for. Sometimes they are desires in our heart that are strange to us, like we think it may be odd, like it doesn't really fit our kind of personality. Maybe it's like a job vocation that we've chosen, and so we kind of keep these desires buried, or we keep them hidden from others, or we have this kind of back and forth tug of war. Why are you here? Or why am I supposed to be doing something that seems odd to me? Or am I supposed to be doing what I am right now? And I think that when we have this dream and this desire, and by definition, this is what Google says a desire is, it's a strong feeling of wanting to have something or wishing for something to happen. I believe that many, not all, but many of the desires that were placed in our hearts were by God. So for instance, this is what I feel like is a desire that was placed in my heart a while ago. And I touched on it on a podcast a couple weeks ago when I mentioned this desire to fulfill writing a book, and that book would be called Finding Jesus in Your Hot Chocolate. Well, I haven't acted on that desire in a big way, but I have now written 2 other books. And that desire that I knew that was in my heart, and I didn't really share it with anyone right away, and it just grew and grew. And I just remember at some point having like consciousness about that desire. And I was, as a book reader, I really focused on lots of self-development books and how they had changed and transformed my life in such a positive way. And I remember thinking about how cool it was that someone created this and put it out in the world in book form to make it available for others. Now, we know that the greatest book, the Bible, has transformed, countless, right? Countless lives here on earth. And I just thought if there was some small way that I could do something similar with what was inside my mind and my knowledge and my story, that desire in my heart thought that would be so fun. That would be so cool to put it out in the world and have it directly affecting others in a positive way. And I thought it was something that I would like to do or accomplish and to have done. And there's really nothing that kind of came in my life in the direction that pointed that I was a writer, right? My first career was a ballet dancer, and it had nothing to do with putting pen to paper or opening my mouth and talking to others, what was inside of my mind and my knowledge. It was sharing a visual art form. I was an okay English student when it came to like writing papers and things like that. But I'm just a normal person who doesn't have any kind of, talent or higher education in writing. So that desire, I feel like, was placed in my heart by God. And it was a small little seed. And so over the years, it's fine to realize that this seed can't like immediately come to fruition and be a large flowering plant or tree, but that you can keep your ears peeled and know that there are things in the world and people and places and experiences that may be adding the soil, the fertilizer, to have the seed become a seedling and then over the years grow. Sometimes it's a fast grower, right? And you can take this desire of your heart and get it out there in the world. But I just wanted to let you all have permission today too, to kind of reflect and ask, what are my desires of my heart? And what stage is it in? Is it a seed? Is it something that I haven't been fertilizing and thinking about and growing or trying? And just know that it's okay to not rush it, but it is with the consciousness that it exists and it exists there for a reason, and that it will one day either become real or the desire will be taken away. So my purpose with this episode today was just to leave you with that question to ponder. That what are the desires that you have to accomplish and go after and have in your life and experiences right now? And are you seeing them as something that God placed in your heart? And if so, is it time to unveil it? Or is it time to still keep it in your heart? Is it time to go after it? And if you could let go of other people thinking that it's silly or far-fetched, is it something that you want to act on? Or are you deciding that it's not a desire of your heart today or anymore in the future? I just want to invite you that if today that you are thinking of what the desires in your heart that haven't come to pass and are of God, are you waiting for permission from someone else to get started? And if so, consider today the nudge, or consider the idea that the timing is not right yet and that it still needs to grow, but you thinking about it and putting some intentional, deliberate, conscious thinking around it may help fertilize it to help it grow so that you can bring these desires to life outside of you. And lastly, I just want to say that if you are motivated to take on one of these desires of your hearts now, I want to encourage you to listen to last week's episode about how to get good at feeling bad, because a lot of times why we keep ourselves from going after our dreams and desires is because of the fear. And I think that episode will help you, combined with what I'm telling you today, is that that's okay, that you can take along the fear with you and you can get good at feeling bad as you take on this, new adventure or this desire of your heart. It is so worth it. Okay, a short one this week. I wanted to just plant that in your mind to contemplate, and please let me know. Did it spur something? Do you have a desire in your heart right now you're not acting on? Go ahead, let me know. Message me on Instagram at Danielle Tienel Coaching, or email me at danielle@danielletienel.com. I would love to hear. Okay, everyone, I will talk to you again next week. I apologize for some of the technical kind of volume issues, but you know what? I just said I walk my talk, B- when it comes to the tech part, but the message was still there. So hopefully it was helpful, and I will speak with you all again next week. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Peaceful Mind Podcast. Are you ready to take everything I teach you here and put it to work for your own life? To really learn how to have peace of mind no matter what is happening around you? If so, I'd love to have you as a client. As your coach, this is where you'll get personal and focused time on your own mind using life coaching tools, concepts, and proven life-transforming wisdom, all through a faith-filled lens. To learn more about how we can work together, come on over to danielleteenel.com. There, you'll see how to sign up for a free coaching consult and learn how to get started. Until next time, peace be with you always.